Clock ticking on Arteta to prove he can be a winner by Phil McNulty, Kai chief football writer, Paris Saint-Germain. 8th May 2020, Mikel Arteta arrived in Paris with ambitions of making history. Instead, he left haunted by the echoes of recent failures that continue. To cast a long shadow over his tenure as Arsenal manager in a Champions League campaign that had promised so much, including a thrilling elimination of defending champions Real Madrid, Arsenal ultimately fell short. Their semi-final exit at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain, who secured a 2-1 second-leg win at the Parc des Princes, was a painful reminder of the gap that still exists between promise and tangible achievement for this Arsenal side. The atmosphere in the stadium was electric, lit up, both literally and figuratively, by a confident PSG side that has torn through the Premier League elite this season, knocking out Manchester City, Liverpool, and Aston Villa before dismantling Arsenal's dreams. PSG now move on to face Inter Milan in the final in Munich, while Arsenal are left to reckon with another campaign that ends in regret rather than glory. Another step forward without silverware. Despite a spirited and high-quality performance in Paris, Arsenal's Champions League journey came to an end, not because of a lack of effort or desire, but because of familiar shortcomings, wastefulness in front of goal, defensive lapses, and strategic missteps that have become all too common. Under Arteta's watch, this was Arsenal's 201st game in the Champions League, more than any club that has never lifted the trophy. And once again, the campaign ended at the penultimate stage. The loss now joins a growing list of near misses: the 2020-21 Europa League semi-final, the 2021-22 and 2024-25 EFL Cup semi-finals, and now this. It marks their longest ever streak of semi-final exits, leaving fans and pundits alike questioning whether this team can take that final, decisive step. Arteta, who led Arsenal to their last major trophy, the FA Cup in 2020, is now 5 years without silverware. For a club of Arsenal's stature, that's not just a drought, it's a damning indictment of progress without payoff. Talk of development and evolution can only go so far in football. Eventually, success must be measured in trophies. A brilliant PSG side, but missed chances for Arsenal Luis Enrique's PSG side, has blossomed into a fearless and fluid attacking unit. Their hunger for a maiden Champions League title was displayed in full color before kickoff as their ultras unveiled a dramatic typho that read, "55 years of memory behind you to write history," and PSG played like a team ready to write that. History. Goals from Fabian Ruiz and Achraf Hakimi, both pouncing on unforced Arsenal errors, laid the groundwork for a well-earned victory. While Bukayo Saka's late goal offered a glimmer of hope, it was ultimately too little, too late. Arsenal started brightly in both legs of the semi-final, but failed to make their dominance count. In Paris, Gianluigi Donnarumma stood tall once. Again, first denying Gabriel Martinelli at point-blank range, then producing a stunning save to keep out Martin Odegaard. His performance over both legs was nothing short of world-class, earning comparisons to legendary goalkeeping displays in Champions League lore. Arteta's flawed logic and tactical missteps in the aftermath of the loss, Arteta tried to frame Arsenal's season through a lens of philosophical optimism. He cited points tallies from previous campaigns, suggesting that Arsenal's recent Premier League efforts would have been title-winning in other years. But such arguments miss the point. As critics quickly noted, Arsenal were in the same league, in the same season as this year's champions, Arne Slot's Liverpool, and failed to surpass them. What matters is not hypothetical success in alternate timelines, but actual trophies in the present. Arteta's comments, rather than offering reassurance, only intensified scrutiny over his ability to translate promise into prizes. His pre-match assertion that winning trophies is about being in the right moment in the right place felt like an excuse, one that ignored the club's own agency and responsibility in crucial decisions, such as their failure to sign a top-class striker last summer. A strategic failure. Up front, Arsenal's lack of firepower was again exposed in this. While the likes of Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli created chances, there was no one to convert them consistently. Miles Lewis-Skelly and Mikel Merino, both tireless and brave, offered energy and presence, but not the cutting edge required at this level. Merino, out of position as a makeshift forward, highlighted a glaring void Arsenal failed to address. This wasn't an issue born overnight. Arsenal's need for a top striker has been evident for several seasons, yet the board and management opted against reinforcement in the 2024 summer window. It was a gamble that has now cost them dearly, perhaps the difference between a final appearance and another exit soaked in disappointment. As former Arsenal defender Matthew Upson noted on BBC Radio 5 Live, when PSG break away, you always feel they are going to put the ball in the back of the net. Arsenal don't have that level, and that is the crux of the matter. Arsenal play good football, often beautiful football. But at the business end of the season, against elite opposition, beauty must be matched by brutality. The pressure builds. Arteta is not under immediate threat, nor should he be. But the clock is ticking. He has overseen major improvement at Arsenal, returning to the Champions League, re-establishing the club as top four regulars, and assembling a young, vibrant squad with stars like Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, and Martin Odegaard. Yet top-class teams are remembered not for their potential, but for their prizes. Arsenal at this stage remain a nearly team, a side that excites but does not yet deliver. Declan Rice's post-match remarks captured the pain and the hunger inside the dressing room. We're all desperate for it. That's why we play. Football, we want to win trophies. We want to be at the pinnacle, winning stuff. Arsenal deserve to be pushing for trophies and winning things. It hurts. You see the boys, the manager. We wanted to be in Munich. Therein lies Arteta's next challenge, channeling that hurt into history. The Premier League title bid faltered. The Champions League dream is over. What remains is a race to secure top 5 Premier League status and a return to Europe's top table next season. But from next season on, the margins will get even finer and the expectations even higher. For all the progress made, Arteta must now prove he can be a winner. The process is complete. The product must now be silverware. Thank you for watching InfoHub, your source for trusted news and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed.